Although selling in our industry is similar in many respects to selling in others, there is one area that it is completely different. The difference is what makes our program such an incredible opportunity. It is a little difficult to describe, so to help you understand, let's take a look at a case study. In this case study, let's take a look at a fictional agent named Bob. Bob has sold many things over the years: textbooks, office supplies, insurance, and most recently copiers. When he found Cortec Brokers, he liked being in a different sales environment and working for a company that was revolutionizing a developing industry. He decided to work the program part-time just to see what would happen. At the completion of his basic broker training and assignments, he identified 20 prospects from his network. From these 20 prospects, he chose 6 businesses to work on with his mentor. The first business was a title company with 2 offices in his area. He knew the operations manager to be business-minded and always looking for ways to make their offices more efficient. The second business was an insurance office that housed not only the insurance agents, but customer service and telemarketing personnel as well. He was friends with the owner and knew that he would be open to anything that would either cut costs or improve his business. The third business was an architecture and engineering firm. They had recently tasked him to find a large format printer that they could use to print scale drawings of parts and pieces of factory modifications so that customers could see it life-sized. He had kept in touch with one of the partners and knew he could get an appointment. The fourth business was a company that processed auto loans for used car dealers. He didn't know much about them, but the IT manager was an acquaintance. Bob felt confident that using this program, he could gain an appointment. The fifth business was a provider to a company Bob sold office products for. They were in another state, but he had met the VP of sales at a conference, and they had kept in touch over many years. They had over 300 employees in their manufacturing facility, along with customer support teams, marketing teams, and 24 territory wholesalers. In any sales position, you will need to find clients. The better you are at finding people to talk to, the more success you will have. However, how effectively and efficiently you find people might be a much better precursor to the amount of success you will have. At Cortec Brokers, we have dozens and dozens of ways to help you find businesses and prospects that are searching for what you have to offer. We use effective and efficient methods for prospecting, hunting, farming, and finding clients. Some are time-honored techniques that work consistently. Others have passing success due to external factors or situations that are short-lived. Marketing may have a short, effective lifespan, working for some but not all, because marketing is more art than science. The point is, even though prospecting and marketing will play an important role in your business, it's important to have the right mindset about marketing and prospecting. To help you with this mindset, let me tell you a story. An early fur trader in 1791 was traveling through the wild west of the Missouri River when he came across what can only be described as a homesteader. The homesteader had 2 sons and had carved out a little farm on the banks of a nice-sized lake. They welcomed him to dinner, and to his pleasure, they had prepared some of the largest trout he had ever seen for a meal. "You, sir, must have great skill with a hook and tackle," he told the farmer. "Nonsense," said the farmer. "I pulled that there fish out with my bare hand." Thinking this was some sort of a riddle, the trapper pressed him for more information. "You wait until morning, and you can pull out a fish out of that lake with your bare hands, too," said the farmer. All that night, the trapper tried to imagine how in the world the farmer could pull out such a large trout with his bare hands. After much speculation, he decided that it was magic, and that the farmer might have a devil in him. Obviously, he had a fitful sleep. In the morning, the farmer escorted the trapper down a path to the lake's edge. What the trapper saw was beyond anything he had ever seen. Nearly 1/10 of the lake was cordoned off with a narrow earthen dam. In the middle of the dam, there was an opening about 3 feet wide. The 3-foot opening narrowed again with sticks and branches as it entered the smaller dammed-off area. Due to the overgrowth on that end of the lake, the pool was shaded by large trees. Hanging from their branches, just above the water, were bits of glass and shiny metal blowing in the gentle morning breeze. As they neared closer to the pool, the trapper could see it was teeming with hundreds of large trout. "Used to fish the lake right around its shores," started the farmer, "but took all day. Fish are fickle. Too many depend on their mood, the lure, and the time of day. Waste of time fishing." "So now you just fish in this pool?" asked the trapper.
"Used to, but that too was a waste of time," said the farmer. "We have fields to tend, animals to keep. Can't waste time trying to catch fish neither. Waste of time fishing. I'm a busy man. Come, I'll show you."
Puzzled, the trapper followed the farmer down to the edge of the pool, where the lake turned back into a fast-moving stream. There was another earthen dam, more sticks, and a crate-like box from which all the water of the lake must pass through to continue downstream. The farmer walked to the box, inserted his hand, and pulled out a trout the size of the one they had the night before. Then he put his hand in again and pulled out one that was too small to make a good meal and threw it back into the pool above.
"That one there is too small to eat. It won't be ready for another week or two," said the farmer. "Sure beats wasting time fishing, don't it?"
The trapper was amazed. This might be the most important training you have ever taken as it pertains to your success in this industry. That's because you have a problem, and it's a big problem. If you choose to ignore your problem or dismiss this training, you will never succeed at the level you could. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. If you choose to ignore the problem, you will never solve it. What is this big problem you have? Simple. You don't yet have a business built on referrals. Most salespeople think that it's because they don't ask, or that they haven't learned an effective way to ask for referrals. Both reasons are wrong. The systematic problem isn't about how to ask, although that's important. The base problem is most salespeople do not understand what a referral is and why people give them. At the very root of your problem is a misconception of what a referral is and what role it plays in your business. This is why I need your full attention, so that you'll listen. Referrals are worth more than you can fathom. Referrals should be the focus of what you do. Sales are just the byproduct of gaining referrals. Sales come largely from getting referrals, not the other way around. Most salespeople think that a sale is the pinnacle of their success, the reward for a job well done. We disagree. We think a sale is the outcome of doing your job like a professional, listening and working with the client, and meeting the client's expectations. We think referrals are the pinnacle of success. Before personal computers and the internet made them obsolete, people bought and used encyclopedias. Interestingly, encyclopedias were successfully sold door-to-door in a structured system. Sales representatives were taught to follow a structured system to get people from point A to point B, where they would then agree to buy a volume monthly. The following is an actual story. One day, a newly trained encyclopedia salesman knocked on a door. The man who answered was happy to see him and was interested in his sales pitch about the new line of encyclopedias. You see, he was in the market for a new set of encyclopedias for his teenage daughter. The sales representative followed his script and started with the first step of 4 in his structured sales process. He talked about how his school-age children will have fingertip access to the most up-to-date information. "Excellent," said the man who was looking to buy encyclopedias. "I have been thinking about a new set of encyclopedias for my daughter." The sales representative then continued with his sales pitch. "That's great," said the man interested in buying the encyclopedias. "How much do they cost?" A little perturbed that he wasn't allowing him to go through his structured process, the salesman stated, "I'll get to the pricing in a few minutes. Please wait." And he continued on his process. He described the binding and how it was durable and the books will last for a long time. "Wonderful," said the man who was looking to buy the encyclopedias as he pulled out his checkbook. "Will you take a check?" Irritated, because he wasn't allowing him to finish through his process, the sales representative ignored the question and moved on in the process, talking about how the information had been updated in the most recent versions of the encyclopedias. Finally, the customer could take no more. He got down on the floor on his knees, clutching his checkbook in his hands tightly, and exclaimed loudly, "Please, oh please, let me buy your encyclopedias." This true story lightheartedly expresses a common problem with structured sales systems and processes. You need to know when to recognize when a person is saying, "We want the right players. Players that are coachable, teachable, and can work with others. We want players who understand that a team can accomplish more than they can on their own. We want team members that are committed and loyal to the team. We want them to do more than just say they're loyal. We want a commitment." Can you imagine if Mia Hamm, the most decorated female soccer player in U.S. Olympic history, decided to play the first part of the Olympics for the USA and the second half with another country? She would have failed, not reaching the level of success with either team. Imagine if Peyton Manning, Diana Taurasi, LeBron James, or Michael Jordan had divided allegiances and tried to play for several teams during the same season. Their focus would be lost, and they never would have succeeded as they did. Professional sports are littered with good players who were never committed to a team, never loyal to their teammates, and never stayed in one place long enough to reach their potential.